serving as board member and mentor to us all. Thank you, Ned. You want to come up here and join us? In 2001, several hundred of Ned's very closest friends and colleagues came together and created an endowment to provide this annual award to an individual who exemplifies Ned's leadership style through public service. And since then, others have continued to honor Ned through contributions to the fund, including a nice contribution last year from members of a board, which he was a member of, and was going off the board. And I thought, you know, there are not many boards that pay you to get off of them. But anyway, excuse me, we'll talk about that. But this year, we're very pleased to announce that the Ned Brooks Award for Public Service goes to Dr. AliceAmmerman, Professor of Nutrition and Director of UNC Center for Health Promotion and Disease Prevention. And I don't think anything we wrote could say it better than her nomination does. She was nominated by Nutrition Department Chair June Stevens. Dr. AliceAmmerman has been part of UNC for more than 30 years as a student and faculty member. After obtaining her DRPH in nutrition from UNC, she was appointed an assistant professor in nutrition in 1991 and moved up in rank until her appointment as professor in 2006. In 2004, Dr. Ammerman was appointed director of the Center for Health Promotion and Disease Prevention. She has a distinguished and sustained record of service to UNC and the larger community as a statewide leader, an innovator, and a practical thinker who approaches nutrition-related problems from an entrepreneurial perspective. Her expertise is in the development and testing of interventions to improve nutrition and reduce risk for chronic diseases, increasing access to nutritious, locally grown foods, research translation dissemination, and improving school nutrition policy. She has a particular interest in reaching those most at risk for chronic diseases and underserved populations. Dr. Ammerman's ability to create lasting and collaborative relationships has resulted in broad service to the community. Her community-based participatory research is developed in partnership with community members to meet their specific needs. Always in a good mood, she is highly accessible and never turns anyone away, meeting with and mentoring students, postdocs, and junior faculty members in the schools of public health, social work, journalism, departments of city and regional planning, business, government, and medicine. She believes in the strength of multidisciplinary training, bringing students together to partner with community members, policymakers, and researchers around common issues. Dr. Ammerman is always expanding her network of collaborators and looking for ways to learn from others and benefit from their knowledge and experience. She recognizes that wisdom can come from a college freshman, Jim so nicely said, as well as a graduate student, tenured faculty person, or community partner. Her success with community interventions is built on her ability to develop relationships with community members, seeing them as experts about their own community. Her work is recognized as making a difference. At a recent Gillings School of Global Public Health event, Dr. Ammerman's work was described as a movement, not a project. For this and so much more, Alice Ammerman receives the 2011 Ned Brooks Award for Public Service.
I am so honored to be associated with Ned Brooks in any way. He is hugely responsible for the center that I direct now, the Center for Health Promotion and Disease Prevention. He had a lot to do with establishing it. He's been my mentor over the years. He helped me write my first CDC grant, so it's very special. And Lynn and I have been colleagues for many years. We were in graduate school together. We won't say how many years ago. But we went through classes together. She was in the same class where I got out of the final exam because I had my first child at the right time. That's right. I never did learn factor analysis quite as well as her. I'm really inspired by Ned and all of his community service work, and someday I want to be an artist. His It's good to see him. I don't know if you know, he's quite the artist. I will say I finished my quilt this year that I have been working on for 24 years. Staff was surprised to know that I could sew. I'm disappointed. Also, when, I guess you could say that anybody who's a community activist or community engaged, behind every good person like that, there's a strong community, and I really want to thank some of the communities that have allowed me to do my work. First, the community, that is outside the Ivory Tower. All the CBOs, faith-based organizations, grassroots groups, individuals, organizations, they keep me honest, my feet on the ground, they do my surveys without complaining too much. They collaborate on wild and crazy ideas, and they keep me from being just a nerdy academic. And then HPDP, or we also call Hippy Dippy. There are several here. If you'd raise your hands, Hippy Dippy folks. They're modest. They raised me up from a wet behind the ears graduate student. I've been affiliated with the center ever since I started here. They're always there to support my latest idea or project, even if it's the very last minute, which unfortunately it is. Some of them refer to me as the crazy lady upstairs. I see Jessie White there, who I met at one of these sessions. They do the hard work, and I'm up here being nervous and getting the glory, but I appreciate all they've done. And then the rest of the university community, my department chair who nominated me, Dean Reimer, School of Public Health, all of my center director pals who get together and commiserate about the budget. Appreciate all of them, and my students who really, as others have said, really make it all worthwhile and are very rewarding. And then finally, I'd like to thank my family. A collaborator in many aspects of my life is my husband, Tom Kaiserly. He holds down the home front many times when I might let things slip through the crack. We have collaborated on many things, grants, papers, we have offices next to each other, and three of our most important collaborations are Caleb, Ethan, and Jonah, for our children. They're all about as tall as me now, which was their big aim in life. They're not able to be here today, but they've been an important part of all these efforts. I'll mention my dad, who is 96, lives up in Washington. He's waging peace. He works very closely with the Institute of Peace. I'm very proud of the work that he does. And then special recognition for my Aunt Angie. I don't know if she can hear me. Aunt Angie, could you raise your hand? She was kind enough to come out today. A lot of talk about birthdays. She has one of the coolest birth dates ever. It's 11/12/13. And if you do some quick math, you'll figure out that not too long from now she'll be 98. Very impressive lady. She lived in Quincy, Illinois with just her and her cat for many years. Moved in 7 years ago with us with 3 wild boys, a dog, crazy life, and she makes a salad every night for dinner. It's just really amazing. So I really thank her, and she was a school teacher for 40